White House correspondent Kevin Corke is live from West Palm Beach, Florida, with more on these developments. Kevin, what more do we know about the nature of the conflict that kept those lawyers from joining the Trump team?
Rick, good evening. The truth is the White House is being somewhat opaque about the circumstances surrounding the alleged conflicts, and so, frankly, I don't have a lot of details to share with you, but I promise as soon as we learn more this week, we will pass it along to our viewers here on Fox News. Now, you may recall just last week we were talking about Joe DeGeneva, an outstanding attorney, a bombastic and bulldog attorney. He has been called by some others, a man who has previously suggested the president may, in fact, have been targeted by the DOJ and the FBI in this Russia probe. Well, he and his wife, as you see there, Victoria Tonsing, an accomplished attorney in her own right, will now not join the Trump team. Well, here's a statement from Jay Sekulow. He says the president is disappointed that conflicts prevent Joe and Victoria from joining the president's special counsel legal team. However, those conflicts do not prevent them from assisting the president in other legal matters. He adds the president looks forward to working with them. Now, this and a pair of tweets from the president this morning about his legal team. In fact, he took aim at some suggestions he was having trouble filling positions on his legal squad. He said this: many lawyers and top law firms want to represent me in the Russia case. Don't believe the fake news narrative that it's hard to find a lawyer who wants to take this on. He adds, fame and fortune will never be turned down by a lawyer, though some are conflicted. Problem is that a new lawyer or law firm will take months to get up to speed, if for no other reason than they can bill more, which is unfair to our great country. And I'm very happy with my existing team. Besides, there was no collusion with Russia except by crooked Hillary and the Dems. So as you see once again, Rick, the president being a pugilist in social media, fighting back as always.
Of course. And Kevin, there are some questions tonight about the president's pick to become National Security Advisor. What can you tell us about that?
Yes, this is a story that we've been following for quite some time. Ambassador John Bolton, formerly the U.S. ambassador to the UN, is the subject of a suggestion from former Virginia, or current Virginia Governor, Virginia Senator Tim Kaine, and former Virginia Governor, if you know the Commonwealth politics. At any rate, the former VP choice for the Democrats is suggesting that somehow John Bolton could have problems getting his security clearance. He suggests it's because he recorded this video, Rick, for a pro-gun group in Russia. Of course, the ambassador is the president's new pick to be the new national security advisor. He'd be taking over for H.R. McMaster. As you can also imagine, his camp is pushing back about this. But first, let's hear what Senator Kaine has to say about the suggestion that somehow Bolton may have trouble getting a security clearance.
These kinds of contacts raise real questions in my mind about whether he could get a full security clearance or not. I think even though the Senate doesn't get a vote to confirm the National Security Advisor, I have many, many questions, not only about John Bolton's philosophy, but about these contacts with Russia and potentially other governments.
Okay, so is he trying to conflate here? Is he suggesting that because he did something for a group that's related to Russia or is based in Russia, does that mean somehow out the window goes your security clearance? Well, here's what a spokesman for the ambassador says tonight. The ambassador was asked by former NRA President Dave Kaine to record a video for a presentation to the upper house of the Russian parliament, the Federation Council. The ambassador has never heard of the Right to Bear Arms. That's the group mentioned by Mr. Kaine until recent news coverage of the group. Again, that's from a spokesman for the ambassador. They go on to add that they don't believe this will be a problem with his getting a security clearance at all. But, of course, this story will be one we'll be talking about this week. I should also point out very quickly, Rick, the president en route to Washington should be there momentarily. We also can tell you that First Lady Melania will stick around here in South Florida. It is spring break for her family, and this is their tradition to spend it over at Mar-a-Lago. Rick?
So, Kevin, does that mean you get to spend spring break down in Florida, or are you coming home, too?
Oh, brother, I wish. I'm coming home. But
right,
believe you me, if I could stay, be right there.
You can do whatever you want.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Kevin Corke, who was traveling with the president.